Into the late afternoon sunshine come France and Saudi Arabia for the second of today's two matches in Group A at the 2025 Tournoi Moïse Ravello. Whoever wins this match will join Panama on top of Group A with 3 points. Team news comes up after the two national anthems.
L'hymne de l'Arabie Saoudite. Mesdames et messieurs, l'hymne de la France.
Warm applause for the French national anthem. Home supporters here in numbers, hoping to cheer their team on to victory against Saudi Arabia in the opening Group A match for both of these teams here in the south of France. France are making their 46th appearance in this tournament. As usual, there's a lot of expectation that this team will do well, particularly given their form in recent FIFA and UEFA tournaments. One name stands out for obvious reasons. Elias Zidane is the youngest son of the great Zinedine Zidane. 9 of this side are based in France. The exceptions, Zidane, who is with Real Betis and Spain, and striker Steve Ungura, who is at Cercle Bruges in Belgium. France aiming to win this event for the first time since 2022. Let's do it again then. Saudi Arabia's entire squad are based in their home country now that Abdul Malik Al Jabbar is returning to the tournament this year. Completed a move from his club in Bosnia and Herzegovina to Al Nassr yesterday. Abdul Malik Al Ayari is another who has previous experience of this event. Abbas Al Hassan and Al Ayari have recently celebrated promotion to the Saudi Premier League with their club Neom. Saudi Arabia finished 8th out of the 10 teams at last year's tournament. They lost to Panama on penalties in the match to decide 7th and 8th places.
Mesdames et messieurs, merci d'applaudir Christian Pantoussier, adjoint au sport de la ville de Vaux-sur-Mer, qui va nous faire l'honneur de donner le coup d'envoi fictif. Merci d'applaudir.
Well, many players who went on to make huge names for themselves in the world of football have played in the Toulon tournament, as it was known in the past, including Zinedine Zidane, and now his youngest son, Elias Zidane, is looking to make his mark on the tournament. Huge shout from the Saudi Arabia crowd. Players who had gathered in a circle with the substitutes and the coaching staff, led by Luigi Di Biagio. Away we go then. France in the blue shirts and white shorts against Saudi Arabia in the all green. France then kicking from left to right as we look out in this opening half. Saudi Arabia, who competing at this tournament for the fourth successive year. These two teams who met at the group stage last year. France beating Saudi Arabia by 4-0 in a rather emphatic one-sided victory. The breeze, if anything, has got up in the last 10 minutes or so. It's a lot more cooling for the players than it was earlier today. No way through there for Zidane. Saudi Arabia looking to put a bit of earlier pressure on the French goal. Tabibou loses out. Work forward for Al Jaber. And it'll be shepherded behind by JD Canvo. Main striker Abdullah Radif there for Saudi Arabia, joined up front by Abdelaziz Al Othman. Canvo. Way to safety off the boot there of Abbas Al Hassan. Trying to find a way through here is Stephen Gorak, can't do so. Saudi Arabia, who last year beat South Korea by 2-0, then lost 3-2 to Mexico, 4-0 to France before beating the Ivory Coast 1-0 in their final group match. Last year's tournament consisting of 10 teams in 2 groups. This year, 8 teams are taking part in 2 groups of 4. The top 2 in each group going through to the semi-finals. The Group A winners meeting the Group B runners-up, and vice versa. Zidane. Benema. Mbaye. This is Canvo. Taken down here by Nagara. Canvo. No, got a bit of pace on that, and Justin Bengue, who was with Lyon but was on loan in the Serbian league for the latter half of last season, able to clear it away, the goalkeeper. Nicely done on that far side. And a chase here now for Ngora. Ngora, can he get there? Flag up though. Offside against Stephen Ngora. Saudi Arabia then will restart play with this free kick. Header down wasn't the best from Yanni Gomez. Tabibu. Zidane. Somehow it managed to squeeze its way through. This is Michal. Because Michal works it wide, and Michal again. Sliding in to make the interception. Ahmed Al-Julaydan. First corner then of the match, and it goes the way of France. And Domain Tabibu goes across to take. Half a dozen in French blue inside the penalty area, headed away by the striker, Radif. Zidane being told to cut it out. Here's Al-Assiri. Baljewish. A number of players who's with Al-Ettifaq. Excellent challenge coming in there from Mbaye. Another excellent challenge from Baljewish to deny Stephen Ngora. Ngora has landed rather awkwardly as a result of that. Clutching his right ankle there, the French striker. Seems to be okay, he's back up on his feet now. Ngora, who moved to Belgium in January, joined from Le Havre in the second division in France. Le Havre, who've got such a good youth policy. Played out by Bengui. Loose ball there to be won, and it was won by Al-Assiri. Abdelrahman works it wide. Ngora's little touch not good enough. Al-Jabba. Here's Tabibu. And now a chance for France to attack. Mbaye. Looking to set up a shooting opportunity here. Mbaye again. Oh. Got that all wrong. It's going to be a foul, isn't it? It is. And Zidane has already been spoken to by the referee. He pulled over Al Ochtman there. Cut it out is the message from the official. Ahmed Al-Dosari will take it. Member of the Neom team, who were promoted into the Saudi Pro League. Team created out of nothing in a city that will be created over the next few years. Easily away by Gomis. Away by the captain, Nassim Benama. Infield from Al-Jabbar. Gathered by Justin Bengui. Bengui, who was the first choice goalkeeper for France at the Under-19 UEFA Championship last year. Chance for Saudi Arabia to try and find a way through. Pass was a little short though from Radif. France will work it nicely out from the back. Missed completely there. Angora offside. There you can see it. Little header down, chested by Radif. Radif whacks it out to that far side and hopes to get that ball played back in towards him. It's just too high for Radif and put wide for the corner kick. Coming in on the blind side there. Abbas Al Hassan. And Saudi Arabia get a corner kick. Certainly there were danger signs at the back there for France. Corner will be taken by Ahmed Al-Jalaida. Something a little different. Shot from Al Hassan charged down. Al-Jalaida. And that's too high for Al-Jabbar on the far side. Captain at the heart of everything again. Picked up by Mbaye. Mbaye goes for goal. Ball's going wide. Never really set his sights properly there. Ibrahim Mbaye, who's with PSG. He was an unused substitute in the UEFA Champions League final win against Inter on Saturday. Seni Mayolu, who scored in that game, was originally named in this squad, but he's not in the French squad now, being withdrawn, having played in that final as a substitute and indeed scored the 5th goal for PSG as the Champions League trophy came to the French capital with that emphatic victory over the Italians Inter. Little touchback from Al-Ayari. Ball didn't go out of play. It's 2 against 2 here now as Saudi Arabia come forward. Radif's in the middle, looking for the short pass. Here he is, Radif. Defenders now back in numbers. Al-Jabbar. That's another corner. Came in the end of JD Canvo. He's causing a few problems, isn't he? Abbas Al Hassan. Now, Saudi Arabia tried something a little different from the first corner. They've got a problem here because Hussein Al-Ziyari, the left-back, is not moving as easily as he would like. To keep an eye on him. There's the option of the short corner for Al-Jabbar. Right across the penalty area. Al-Ayari. Baljewish. Turkey Baljevic. Oh, what a super ball forward that is. Picked up by Al-Jalaida. Deflected? No, it was straight over. From Abdallah Radif. Could have done maybe a little better with that. Saudi Arabia certainly not overawed by the French, who, as I mentioned, thrashed them 4-0 last year, and it could have been many more. Mbaye. Mbaye again. Tabibu. France felt there was a foul there on their captain, Benema. Not so in the opinion of the referee by Al Altman. Aguera's ball back. Canvo. Central defender is Gomes. Gora waits in the middle. Benema. Won by Al-Jabbar. Goalkeeper will come and clear. Good anticipation from Bengui. Taken down by Benema. And Gora, who's going to use his strength here, and he's stepped away from the initial challenge. Will go for goal. Well, there was three, hoping that he might utilise them in the middle. Al-Jabbar. Worked wide by Gomes. Canvo. Nicely played by Mbaye. Little touch back. France are looking dangerous every time they come forward. Mbaye. No way through on that occasion. Al Hassan. Radif. Here's the captain, Al Assari. Al Hassan. Block was by Nagera. Not too far away, Aloyari. Aloyari again. Bit of space on that far side. He's going to go for goal here. A little ambitious from Mohamed Al Dusari. Forward by Canvo. Mbaye. Throw from Al Zari. Canvo. France has good pedigree in recent years at underage UEFA and FIFA tournaments. They won the under-17 UEFA Championship title in 2022. They were runners-up at the 2024 Under-19 Championship. And here they come again with Michal. Angora. Save is made by Turkey Baljuish. Was he fouled? No, he wasn't. Canvo hit the canvas. Gomes was with Strasbourg. Gomes, who was sent off in the final of the UEFA Under-19 Championship last year. France losing that one 2-0 to Spain. Throw will be taken by Kemric Nagara. He's with Lille, right up in the north of France, near the Belgian border. There's a real battle going on there between Al Assiri and Angora. Holding on both parts, but the referee judging that the Saudi defender was the more guilty of the two. Leroux. Benema. Mbaye. Zidane. Gomes, rather misdirected from the central defender, and a ball over the top for Radif to chase. Radif, he's through here. Radif puts Saudi Arabia in front. Abdullah Radif.
But de l'Arabie Saoudite, numéro 9, Abdullah Radif.
Huge celebrations amongst the Saudi Arabians. Still had plenty to do. Abdullah Radif. Took maximum advantage of that poor pass forward from Gomes. And Gomes was always trying to get back onside, couldn't do so on the goal side of the big number 9. Rolls it into the empty net with Justin Bengui left in no man's land. Abdullah Radif puts Saudi Arabia in front then. Plenty for Bernard Diomede to consider there, the vastly experienced coach at this level for France. And there is a change for Saudi Arabia. Al-Zahri comes off. Abdullah Azad comes on in his place. Abdullah Azad, who's with Neom. That's a foul on Lucas Michel, who plays along the coast from here with Monaco. And his Ligue 1 debut in May of last year for the Principality club. And here is Michel. France looking for an immediate equaliser. Now Saudi Arabia have switched things around a little bit because Ahmed Al-Julaydan, who was playing on the right, is now playing on the left. Ahead of him is Abdullah Zaid. And that means that across to the right-hand side has gone Abbas Al-Hassan. Crossfield ball. Just kept in play from Mbaye. Oh, he's only just come on and is already in a bit of trouble. Abdullah Zaid. Another from the Neon Club. Zaid works it out to that far side. Abdul Rahman. Tabibu wins the foul. Mbaye. The little flick through. Nagara into the middle. Mbaye. Got a deflection on the way through. Corner will be taken by Damain Tabibu. Zonal marking from Saudi Arabia. Firmly away from Al Jabba. Gomes. Nagera. Canvo. Mbaye. Oof. Canvo finding Mbaye. Mbaye then looking for the ball back from Nagera. Weren't quite on the same page there, the two French players. Canvo. Zidane. Not too much in the way of options for Bengui. Eventually, JD Canvo provides one. Quickly closed down. Leroux. Mbaye. Oh, got too much on it. Looking for Tabibu on that far side. Gomez should tidy. And very cleverly wins the goal kick. Coming up then to the half-hour mark in the second Group A game today at the Tournoi Moïse Ravello, the tournament formerly known as the Toulon tournament. And its long history stretching back to 1967. Forward by Ledoux. Nogueira. Referee says play on. Now a bit of space for Tabibu. Couldn't work it through though. Al-Dassari was in the way, just as Ngora was about to make tracks in behind the Saudi Arabian defence. Mbaye, seen a lot of the ball in this first half. First half, which if you've just joined us, you might be a little surprised by that score. Saudi Arabia leading France by 1-0. Abdullah Radif with the goal after a poor pass from Gomez. Saudi Arabia struck quickly on the counter-attack. Spinning ball. Forward by Zaid. Here is Radif. Not much room to work in there. Radif with a little push on Kemric Nogueira. So half an hour played, and it is a cooling break. And a chance for both coaches, Bernard Diomiede there, the French coach, to just have a few words with his players at the same time. Cooling break in the first half in the first match occurred during an injury. So play would have been stopped anyway. Got a number of the French players I can see there on the right of your picture, just having ice put on the back of their necks to try and cool them down a little bit. Here's the goal, the poor pass from Gomez, and Abdullah Radif took full advantage. Could quite easily have placed that one wide, but kept his composure and rolled it into the goal. So we're going to restart, I think, with a French free kick right down by the corner flag. Or at least somewhere in the near vicinity of the corner flag. Whacked forward by Canvo. Down by Ngora. Here's Ngora again. Just get that ball in play. Here's the throw. Comes off Aloyari, and a little bit of afters there between Aloyari and Nogueira. Straight off, Massam Benama. That's offside against Ngura. But if he gets caught offside 10 times, the 11th will be the time that he's onside and in behind the Saudi Arabian defence. All the way back to Baljiwash. Al-Dosari. Al-Dosari's ball forward. Cushion down there by Al Othman. That's a foul by Leroux. Cushion header into the middle. Al Othman trying to get on the end of it. Appeals for a penalty from Saudi Arabia. All it is a goal kick. Al Othman stays down. Abdulaziz Al Othman. Abdel Malik Al Oyari making his case there as the Saudi Arabian captain. Referee's not going to be moved though. Nor it looks like will Al Othman be moved. Zidane trying to help him off the pitch. Well, these delays aren't doing too much for the momentum of either side, particularly France as they look to draw level by half-time. There is the Saudi Arabian bench. Comfortable in the shade on this near side. So Al Othman has received treatment. He will have to go around to the side of the pitch to come back on again. So Saudi Arabia at the moment temporarily one player down. Gomes. Canvo. Nogueira fouled. Saudi Arabia back to their full complement of 11. Al Othman is back on inside the centre circle. Zidane works it out wide. Leroux. Tabibu. No way through there for Mbaye. Zidane across. And it's being kept in by Tabibu. Gomes, whose misplaced pass led to the opening for the only goal of the game so far. Skip over the challenge from Michel. Gomes. Swept wide by Benema. Tabibu. Tabibu gets away from the challenge. Plenty back in green. Pass not the greatest. Canvo. France again lose out. Allotment. Forward comes the French captain, Massam Benama. Zidane. Benama. Michel. Larue. Crossfield ball to find Zidane. Mbaye. Stephen Gouda is again offside. Hugely frustrated, the tall French number 9 at that decision. Into the last 5 minutes then of the first half, plus whatever additional time we're going to have. Worked wide by Allotman, and Allotman will get on the return ball as well. Zidane with the challenge, and again, what's the referee going to say? Goal kick. And you can see the reaction from Abdelaziz Allotman. Might well be very close to a caution for dissent there. Zidane. Gomes. Canvo. Just ahead of him is Nogueira. Nogueira once more. That's a foul. Al-Julaydan. And he gets a yellow card for his troubles. Al-Julaydan is cautioned then as we approach the break. Saudi Arabia have everybody back. France with virtually everybody forward. That's a poor wasted effort, really. Driven across, nobody able to get on the end of it. And Saudi Arabia will take their time over restarting play. No real need to hurry things with half-time approaching. Michel. Just under the feet there of Lucas Michel. Mbaye. Nogueira's little touch inside. Michel. Cut out by Benema, who sweeps it wide to that far side. Tabibu. All the way through for Mbaye. Canvo. Into the last minute of the opening 45, plus whatever additional time is to be added on. Gomez. Zidane. Easily away, not too far though. Larue couldn't get on the end of it. It's been kept in play by Baljoish. And the fourth official will indicate that we have a minimum of 4 minutes additional time. Radif, the goal scorer. Looking for help in the middle. Al Othman. Radif. Al Hassan. Wouldn't quite run for Saudi Arabia. And the foul in the end was by Radif. Upending Gomez. Gomez, who's coached at Strasbourg by Liam Rossignol, the Englishman. That's a France throw. Comes off Al Jaleda. Well, he went down rather theatrically in the area there. Stephen Gora, possibly more in hope than expectation of getting a penalty kick. Larue wins it back now for France. Has been a rather scrappy opening first half in this Group A fixture between France and Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia leading by 1-0. The run in behind the defence made by Al Hassan. Is he going to keep that ball in play? No, he's not. Bengui. Nogueira lays it back, Canvo. Gomez, Larue. Larue trying to find the little touch there to set Michel free. Oh, Gomez has missed it, and through again is Abdullah Radif. One-on-one, Radif, it's been saved. This time by Bengui. Could and maybe should have been 2-0 there. But unlike the first opportunity, he couldn't take that one. But again, an error from France, allowing Saudi Arabia the opportunity to score. That's no free kick. Mbaye still on the ground. Well, what a save just before half-time here from Justin Bengui. One-on-one. Foiled the striker. Saudi Arabia are unable to double their lead. Zidane's header. Al Jabba loses out. Goalkeeper will get there first. Thumps it forward, Zidane. Oh, we got a touch on it. A chance here. And again, Justin Bengui stands tall, gets his body in the way. Not sure that Zidane knew that the striker was in behind him, but as soon as he touched it, he was onside. That is half-time. It is 1-0 to Saudi Arabia. The goal coming from Abdallah Radif, who could have had a hat-trick, but for that man there, Justin Bengui, who makes this save, 2 saves in added time at the end of the first half to prevent Saudi Arabia from going further ahead. France have plenty to do in the second half at half-time in this Group A fixture. It's France 0, Saudi Arabia 1. Triple change for France. Bamba and Noah Ejuma. Away we go then for the second half. Saudi Arabia leading France by 1-0. Early touch for the goalkeeper, Baljuish.
Pour le numéro 14, Nzigula, rapide. Sortie du numéro 17, Mbaye Ibrahim. Pour le numéro 20, Ejuma Noah. Et sortie du numéro 7.
Saudi Arabia may well adapt the tactics utilised by Panama in their opening game, where they tried to slow it down as much as possible in the second half after leading by 1-0 at the break. But by this stage in the second half, Panama had scored a second. It's not going to happen twice today, though. Bit of a problem here for Abdul Malik Al Oyeri, who had his lower right arm bandaged just before the second half got underway. So will the changes make a difference to these teams? See that triple change being made by Bernard Diomede. On the chase, Al Jabba again, and here he is again. Al Jabba to pull it back. Chance for the shot on goal, took a deflection on the way through. From Badr Al Omer. Substitute introduced at half-time. Away. France still looking though to clear the danger. Niguera gets it clear, but out of play. That's a foul by Al Jabba. Gomes came off the French substitute last of all. Mohamed Al-Dusari winning the throw for Saudi Arabia. Is the right back, Abdul Rahman. Firmly headed away by Canvo. Angora. Goalkeeper might just have hesitated for a moment then, but then decided he had to go for it. And indeed, Turkey Baljuish did. The winners of this match will join Panama on 3 points at the top of Group A. Just a reminder, if it is level after 90 minutes, we will have a penalty shootout to determine who gets an extra point by winning that penalty shootout. So one team would get 2 points from the draw, one team would get 1 point. And that extra point in the penalty shootout could be vital in determining the final group placings. Larue. Larue up against Al Hassan. Bamba. Forward by Gomez. He's now wearing the captain's armband, with Benema having been withdrawn at the break. Bangui. Those two vital saves. It's a little surprising that Ibrahim Mbe was taken off. It looked lively for France in that first half. Manzigola. And as predicted, Saudi Arabia taking their time. Throw be taken by Abdul Rahman. Luigi Di Biagio stands right on the edge of his technical area, just a pace or two away from the player taking the throw. Forward by Tidiam Gomis. Gomis again. Bamba. Hauled to the ground. France look to take it quickly. That'll be a yellow card. Shown to Abdul Malik Al-Jabbar. Player who is going to join Al Nasser next season in the Saudi Pro League. Having had a couple of years playing in Bosnia and Herzegovina. France looking for a reply. Nagira pulls it back into the middle. Gomez across goal, and the goalkeeper just got there ahead of Angora. Zagula. Slightly dangerous game here. Saudi Arabia are playing inside their own penalty area. Just get away with that. Ejuma playing for a penalty, clearly playing for a penalty, and doesn't get it. Abdulrahman. Bamba couldn't get there. Nagira. And Juma. Nice little ball forward. And Zagulia. Poked behind. Corner kick. So a chance then for Noah Edjuma from Toulouse to send this one across in the hope of inspiring French fans, young and old. Saudi Arabia take up their zonal marking positions. 5 in French blue, looking to make different runs. Al Jaber's clearance, not a good one. Can he turn that ball back into the far post? He can indeed. Canvo! Flag up though. Against JD Canvo. Oh, that's a little short and France will get there first. And Zagula, corner kick, pressure building. Saudi Arabia have half a dozen of their substitutes warming up, perhaps ready to make further changes. Again, there's half a dozen in French blue in the penalty area, now more than that, as Bamba goes forward as well. Ajuma. Neatly done. Zaid on as a first half substitute with the touch forward. Al Jaber. Turn by Radif. Foul on Radif. Abdul Rahman. Zidane will tidy. First time away by Bengui. Aloyari. Abdul Rahman. Al Hassan, who started on the left, but with the enforced substitution that Saudi Arabia had to make quite early in the match, had to move across to the right-hand side. Zaid. And again. Al Jaber. Cut out just by Gomis. Picked up, though, by Abdullah Zaid. In behind the French defence. Zaid looking for somebody in the middle. Cleared away in the nick of time. And that eventually is a free kick. Referee had to think quite a bit about that. Bit of a discussion going on down below me between the two coaches. Bernard Diomede and Luigi Di Biagio. Diomede a little unhappy. Al Jaber stands behind this free kick. Together with his captain Abdul Malik Al Oyari. I think Al Jaber has been given the nod to have a go. Quite some way out, as you can see. Al-Jabbar strikes. Oh, it's off the bar. Well, that was so close. What a terrific effort from that distance. Struck it cleanly. Goalkeeper beaten, just a fraction too high. No doubt about it, Saudi Arabia have had the best chances, but they've taken just one of them. Larue. Abdelrahman just keeps that ball in play. El Dosari. Al Asiri. Al-Jabbar. Strong surging run from Nzingula. Larue. Stopped in his tracks. Nzingula tries to win it back. Zidane. Loses out. Radif. Across comes Gomez. To time that tackle to perfection. Saudi Arabia being asked to move things along a little swifter. Al-Ayari. Al-Asiri. Driven across the face of goal, picked up by Zaid on that far side. Al Hassan couldn't find anybody directly. Zaid. Well, it's a soft free kick, but it's a free kick nonetheless. Of course, playing against teams from different continents with different footballing cultures is all part of the learning experience at this level. These French players certainly are learning a lot tonight against the team from Saudi Arabia, who have a free kick on that far side, taken by Al Jaleda. Got a slight deflection. France might be able to break here. Ungura. Caught offside maybe 6, 7, 8 times in the first half. Not yet in this second half. Still plenty of time though. Just past the hour mark. France 0, Saudi Arabia 1. If you have just joined us in this Group A match at the Tournoi Maurice Ravello 2025 edition. Panama beating Mali by 2-1 earlier today. Mali scored a late goal to make it 2-1 and then thought they'd equalise to make it 2-2 with the final whistle fast approaching, but there was an offside. Larue. Steven Gora turns away from the defender. That's a penalty. Al-Asiri hauling him to the ground. Caution for the defender. Don't think he can have too many complaints about that. And so France have the opportunity to equalise. Looks as though it's Tidiam Gomis, who's with RB Leipzig in Germany, who's actually was looking as though he was going to take it, but in fact, it is Steve Ungura, the man who was fouled for this penalty. We've seen one penalty earlier today, emphatically dispatched for Panama. Now, what can Steve and Gora do here? Up against Turkey Baljevic. This to draw France level, after Saudi Arabia had spurned several excellent chances to increase their lead. And Gora scores, goalkeeper goes the wrong way. France are level at 1-1. Steven Gora finds his way past Turkey Baljevic. And the man who plays for Cercle Bruges in Belgium gets his and France's first goal at the 2025 Toulon Maurice Ravello tournament. Well, Saudi Arabia 1-0 up. Two great chances at the end of the first half, both one-on-one for Radif, both times foiled by the goalkeeper. And then they hit the bar with that free kick just a few minutes ago from Al Jabba. Chase on for Ajuma. He's not going to get on the end of it, though. France, who finished 4th last year at the Tournoi Maurice Ravello, losing to Italy in the match for 3rd and 4th place. Oh, through goes Ejuma. Corner kick for France. Maybe the momentum is with them at the moment. They're going to make a change, France, in just a moment, as are, it looks like, Saudi Arabia. Faisal Abdelwahed is about to come on. And also coming on for France will be Matthias de Tourbe. Corner kick, headed in! Zidane! The tall centre-half turns this match around in France's favour. The young man with the famous old man. Zinedine Zidane would have been proud of that one. This is where zonal marking doesn't really work. Zidane not really challenged. As they advance forward in numbers, he's got a clear, clean jump. Well, moments ago, Saudi Arabia were leading 1-0. And now, France are ahead by 2 goals to 1. And here come France again, straight at the goalkeeper, who will make the save to, firstly, foil Steven Gora, and then Gomes, who was following up. Will the changes be made now? Yes, they will.
Changement pour l'Arabie Saoudite.
Abdel Malik Al Jabba comes off. And he is replaced by Faisal Abdelwahed. And Steven Gora is coming off
Sortie du numéro 9.
To be replaced by Matthias de
Entrée
Tourbe.
du numéro 18. Mathis de Tourbe.
So a change up front for France. Larue with the throw. Another cooling break. As we've just passed the midway point of the second half. So a chance for Saudi Arabia to take stock of what has happened to them in the last 5 minutes or so, conceding twice. Firstly, the penalty, Steve Ngora, and then Alias Zidane's header. They could have been 4-0 ahead. France could have been 4-0 behind. But the French certainly have roared back in style. There's Zidane's header. Which closely followed on from the penalty from Steven Ngora. And France, as it stands, are going to be joint top of Group A, along with Panama, who they actually meet on the third match day. France against Mali is next in Avignon in Group A, and Saudi Arabia against Panama. Both those matches in Avignon. Indeed, Group A has 3 different venues for the 3 different rounds of matches. Here in Fos-sur-Mer, Avignon, and then Aubagne. Aubagne, a favourite of this tournament. Avignon returning there for the first time in quite some time. Final there back in 2016. Al Dosari. Chasing back was Radif. Foul on Ajuma. Well, having scored twice, a third goal now might well signal any hopes of a Saudi Arabia return in this match to be null and void. Abdelrahman. Chase on looking for Radif. Cross comes Canvo. No way through there for Bamba. Oh, lots of dissent there from Saudi Arabia. Zegula. De Tourbe lays it out to that far side. Ajuma. Nagira has gone just ahead of him. Le Tourbe. That's a foul on Zegula by Abdel Wahed. Gomez is probably the most relieved man in blue. His misplaced pass having led to the opening goal of the match, scored by Abdullah Radif for Saudi Arabia in the first half. No way through for Nagira. De Tourbe. Zidane. JD Canvo. Touch didn't quite come off there from Nogueira. Bit of pressure here on Zagula, but he's been forced to come back and it'll be a yellow card. Kicking the ball away. Can't even complain that he didn't hear the whistle, because in the stadium, which only really has spectators on one side, definitely would have heard the whistle. Kicked it away in frustration, got a yellow card as a result. Al-Ayari, Abdul Rahman. Al-Ayari. LaRue beaten in the air by Abdul Rahman. Forced back, Al-Hassan. Al-Hassan again. Abdul Rahman. Al-Hassan might well have been onside there, but he decided not to go for it. And it'll be cleared in the end by LaRue. Though he takes the rather circuitous route of doing so. That might have gone out for a corner, did it? No, it's a throw. Just over a quarter of an hour remaining, plus whatever additional time is to be played. Al-Hassan. Sent flying by Bamba. And the man who struck the bar from a free kick, Abdul Malik Al-Jabbar, has been withdrawn from proceedings. Al-Jalaidan might well be the one to take it with his left foot. It does look, it might be a right-footed delivery from the left back. Something a little different as Al-Hassan just broke there. Plenty of bodies in the way to make the block for France. Al-Jouish. Bamba. Bamba again, works it out to that far side. Nogueira. Ajuma to his right, here he is. Two in the middle. Ajuma. Can he work this ball across? He'll settle for a corner, playing it off Al-Asiri. Man who gave away the penalty, Khalid Al-Asiri. France scored from their last corner on this side, but they try something different this time. De Tourbe. Zagula takes a couple of deflections, which rather took the sting off the shot. Now, chance for Radif. Radif! Oh! I think many inside the Stade Passaman here in Fos-sur-Mer were expecting that to be 2-2. Clear of the defender. Rather snatched at the shot. And this time, Justin Bengui doesn't have to make a save. He scored one, he could have scored four. Abdulrahman tucked underneath it. Zidane will just leave it for Canvo. Here is Zidane, scorer of the goal that at the moment is earning France all 3 points. These teams next in action on Friday. So plenty of time to pause and reflect upon today's performances. Juma. Yeah, he was offside. Flag belatedly raised against him. Plenty of earnest discussion going on in the Saudi Arabia technical area. The maps are out, the charts are out. Just trying to work out whether a further change might bring about a change in the scoreline. Taken down by de Tourbe. Bamba. Leroux on this near side. Gomes in the middle. Leroux waits for assistance, finds it from Nzagula. De Tourbe. Able to turn it into the middle, picked up by Leroux. And headed back to his goalkeeper by Abdullah Zaid. Radif. Fouled. Header was won by Canvo, but he certainly took the man out. Well, that was careless. France get the throw. Plenty of discussions going on down below with Michel Alaleli. France free kick. France unhappy about the challenge. Saudi Arabia unhappy about the decision. Well, surely the referee's going to have to take action soon, because although the captain, El Oyari, is entitled to approach him, nobody's allowed really to touch him. De Tourbe is the player down. Certainly an anguished cry from de Tourbe as the medical team there attended to him. And Tourbe is down again. France then down to 10 players at the moment. They've used 5 substitutes already. One of them being Matthias de Tourbe. And it doesn't look, just looking below, as though he is going to participate further in proceedings. Al-Dossari. Gomez caught in 2 minds there. Saudi Arabia hoping for a penalty. They're not going to get it. And again, they surround the referee. Abdullah Radif is still down inside the penalty area. And still Saudi Arabia make their feelings known. There's the collision again. Gomez is taking a risk there at the back. Still Saudi Arabia trying to make their point. Couple of lengthy delays then. Gomez. France need to get it away, and that's exactly what Bengui does. France playing a 5-2-2 almost. One player down because of the injury to de Tourbe, having used all their permitted substitutions. Ball over the top, looking for Al Hassan. Larue. Still going here, Larue. Al-Ayari wins the free kick. Going to be a double change for Saudi Arabia in just a moment for the final few minutes of this Group A game. Al-Dossari. Ball into the middle, looked to be a little too long. And it won't be kept alive by Abdul Wahed. Rakan Al-Gamdi. On the right of your picture there is going to come on together with Michel Al-Alawi. Al Hassan is the first to be withdrawn. And the other one coming off is Al-Ayari.
Changement pour l'Arabie Saoudite. Sortie du numéro 6, Abbas Al-Hassan. Pour le numéro 13, Michal Al-Aeli.
Double change then for Saudi Arabia.
Second changement, Arabie Saoudite, sortie du numéro 15, Al-Oyari Abdul Malik. Pour la rentrée du numéro 8, Al-Gambi Rakam.
Here's Larue, just been named as player of the match. Could and maybe should have been Abdullah Radif for a hatful of goals, but he didn't take 3 great opportunities. Al-Asiri.
Et il y aura 5 minutes de temps additionnel.
5 minutes of additional time has been announced on the public address system, although it's not been shown by the 4th official. Into the middle and into the side netting. He'll take his time, Justin Bengu. So we're into those 5 minutes now. Earlier today it finished Mali 1, Panama 2. And in the second match, another 2-1 scoreline as it stands at the moment. Radif. France might be able to come away with it here. On Zegula. Ali stops him in his tracks. Saudi Arabia free kick. Foul by Zidane, the player who has scored the goal. That at the moment is giving France the points, but he's also got just a yellow card there. It's caution then for Zidane. Curling ball into the middle. There were 2 that went for it, and neither could convert the opportunity. Abdullah Zaid and Faisal Abdul Wahad both went for that ball, which was such an inviting ball to go for. Look at the curl on it. Did they get in each other's way? Larue. Gomes. Al-Asiri. Al-Alayeli on that far side. Al-Ali. Oh, we got that all wrong. Well, unlike the cross from the previous side a couple of minutes ago. That was dreadful. Not long left now for Luigi Di Biagio. Al-Alali gets it back, the substitute. Two in the middle, the low ball cut out rather easily by Nogueira, who wallops it away to safety. Just keep the ball away from their own penalty area will be the message coming from the French technical area. Abdelrahman worked out to this near side. Al-Jalaidan. Al-Jalaidan with a little flick forward. Abdelrahman, pass one challenge. Taken by the goalkeeper. And he will take his time. Justin Bengui. "30 seconds remaining of the minimum of 5 minutes additional time." Al-Alali works it forward. Abdul Wahed. No way past the imposing figure of Bamba. 5 minutes are up. We're into added time, added on to the additional time. Referee's not looked at his watch yet. Poked forward there by Al-Dassari. Away by Canvo. Not too far though. Little touch, almost setting up a shooting opportunity there. France relieved to hear the final whistle under immense pressure from Saudi Arabia at the end. Saudi Arabia in front at half-time through a goal from Abdullah Radif, who could have scored 3 more for Saudi Arabia. Stephen Gora's penalty in the second half drew France level, and moments later, Elias Zidane's header gave France victory. So France and Panama are top of Group A after day 1 of the 2025 Maurice Revello tournament. France 2, Saudi Arabia 1.
Merci et bonne soirée à tous.